Welcome to Tarot to a T. Today I'm going to do a July 2022 bonus reading for the sign of Aries. If this is your first time, welcome. Thank you for stopping in, and if you are returning and one of my wonderful subscribers especially, welcome back. Okay, so for the month of July I've been kind of doing a different type of spread. I'm going to continue along those lines, at least for now, until further notice, as they say. So if you missed the July reading and then the mid-July reading, you can go back and look at those. At the end there'll be a link to the playlist. You had a Queen of Clubs pop out. Let's see if that comes out again, Aries. As I was saying, you can go back and look at those videos if you missed those, if you are interested. And let's get started. Let's see what you need to know. What does Aries need to know for this latter half of July 2022? What does Aries need to know? So far I'm not feeling a real urgency with this message, so that might be a good sign. Flipper. And not the dolphin kind. Okay. Not an urgency, but there is something coming through. For sure. Okay. And cards of advice, please. I'll move this over. More cards of advice. Just a few more, if you wouldn't mind. Help us out here. We appreciate your presence. Spirit, energy, universe, however you'd like to, whatever context you like to put that in. It is A-okay. One more card of advice for the sign of Aries in their situation. Okay. Alright, let's see what you got going here, Aries. You're embarking on a new start in your financial sector, and you do have something going on with a third party that might have to do with money matters. Six of Hearts, you're looking at some new opportunities here that have come up, and we have the Queen of Spades. Now, she is, if you joined me before, you might have heard me talk about Queen of Spades. It seems like she comes up and the Jack of Spades comes up. Those are my two problem children and reading the cards. They show up a lot and they tend to denote some kind of secrecy and not of the good kind. People with hidden agendas, that kind of thing, that might have bad intentions or some kind of malicious energy behind it. It could represent a person as well, so we can't rule that out. It could be an air sign. For example, I think you had some new opportunities come up here lately that might have given you a little boost, like I said, in this money sector. The problem is there's a little bit of confusion around it, and I'm not sure how that would tie into this new start. Maybe you're unsure if it's a wise investment. I'm kind of hearing that. You're like, and when I say investment, I mean like your time and energy, not necessarily your money being invested, although that could be an element. This Three of Diamonds is usually about a third person or a third element, and I think it might be this energy here. This could literally be a female that's involved, or it could be you, for example. She doesn't exactly, she's not very forthcoming about what she's thinking or feeling. She's kind of an observer. She kind of hangs back. She's very reserved, but the thing is there's kind of a suspicious nature about it. Like she's planning something, scheming something, but she's not letting anybody know. So that's why I say we kind of look at the Queen of Spades a little bit shifty of an energy. Like may not have the best intentions. The Six of Hearts here is fine. Like I said, this is about new opportunities, new doorways or doors opening up for you, especially with relationships. It could be this Queen of Spades energy that's involved in that. But there's been some kind of compromise or negotiation. That's what's indicated by the Six of Hearts. And maybe that's where the suspicious kind of vibe comes in. Like, somebody compromised with you, but maybe they're not telling everything. They're holding stuff back from you. Or they got some kind of hidden agenda. Like, yeah, they agree to something, but it's something like that. Like, yeah, they agree to it, but they're actually planning not a move, but to make some kind of decision without letting you know. Interesting. What else can you tell us about Aries' situation and what Aries needs to know for the latter half of July 2022? Just to be clear. Okay. Again, we have the card of new opportunities. This is the Destiny card. Whatever this was destined to happen. It's like part of your fate. When I see that come out, honestly, I kind of think of like destiny, fate being kind of your I'm gonna say it wrong, but Akashic records, if you've ever heard of those things, it's a spiritual concept that everybody's life is kind of written down already and already planned out in some way, not like from moment to moment, but like what you're here on planet Earth to learn, and what you're here to contribute to humanity, that kind of thing. So it's kind of your life purpose. So this card always reminds me that like there's a bigger picture involved in our lives. We don't exactly know what that is. Most of us probably don't know what that's about. Some of us might have a clue or an inkling, especially if you've done a lot of spiritual work, meditation. You've kind of worked on yourself that way and really contemplated it. You might have some ideas. So whatever is transpiring here with this new start and kind of this dark energy with this female, I'm gonna say how it is. It's dark. It's faded in some way. So I suspect there's a lesson here involved for you. Five of Hearts. It's definitely involving some kind of change. It might involve a change in residence, honestly, or like, it doesn't have to be that you split out with somebody and moved out, but it could be. It's some kind of change around a relationship. Maybe you left like a work situation where the person involved in the work was somebody you were really close to or became close to. Not necessarily romantic. Could be family, for example. This is the card of like somebody physically separating for some reason. It could also be like a military deployment, for example. It could be like somebody going off to college. Those are examples. I'm not picking that up with this reading, but that's how I want you to look at it as far as the context. It could be this person. I keep going back to her. She could be the one who's like agreeing to leave. Or you've decided to split ways with this person in some form or fashion. You didn't necessarily live with them either. You're sharing some kind of space with them for some purpose, like work. It could be living. And they made and there's a compromise involved. Okay, we already said there's like some kind of compromise involved in a negotiation. However, with this energy, someone is not saying exactly what's going on with them, what they're planning personally. It's that kind of thing. Yeah, they agree to it on the surface. I keep hearing they agree to it on the surface, but they're not. They're keeping something hidden. They're planning some kind of thing. I don't want to say a move, because that sounds like they're moving away, but it's like they're planning to do something that's maybe not something you're gonna like. Why else keep it hidden from you? You know? Three of Hearts, definitely involving some other person. I'm not picking up this as relationship. There are a lot of hearts coming out here. I think it's, and when I say relationship, I mean I don't mean romantic. Could be relationship like somebody you're related to. Certainly, that's not off the table. But this is like somebody's being very indecisive about something. I'm not getting romance. I'm getting the indecision is dealing with something else. Aries, and you would know what that is if this reading will apply to your situation, because we had finances come out as like the theme here. New start, wanting to make more money. It is, I will say that Ace of Diamonds is also about forming alliances and partnerships in business as well. Maybe this compromise with this person is like they've agreed to, like, let's say, not do business anymore under, this is kind of a scenario I keep going back to. So let's say you had a business under a certain name or trademark logo. This person has agreed they won't do business anymore under this because you guys are closing the business, or you're changing the nature of what it is, or somebody's leaving it, and you don't want the name being used anymore. But they are. Like, they're going to do it behind your back. It could be something like that, because this is, again, player energy, somebody who's not going to commit. Although we saw compromise and negotiation, but you have somebody who's not committing to an agreement of some sort in this scenario. And you made a change with the Five of Hearts. And you're trying to do something else with your finances here. This is honestly kind of cryptic to me. It's not very, very clear. It seems like a very personal situation. Like, all the elements of this will fall into place for somebody, I know. Let's look at your advice, Aries. Seven of Diamonds, okay. Eight of Hearts, interesting. Six of Diamonds and Four of Hearts. And you have the Four of Diamonds. Now, this is ultimately where you want to be. This is stability and security in your finances. This is honestly kind of the seat of having some kind of windfall. Not to play on words here, but I think the advice is going to show you that if you play your cards right, you're going to profit from this, and you're going to find yourself in a very secure situation financially. And again, you're going to have new opportunities with this financial situation. Whatever it is, business, I'm not picking up it's just a job. I think there's a lot more involved with this. That's why I'm not talking about like the workplace. This is not a workplace reading. But this card actually came out on top of the Four of Hearts, which is also about security and stability and family, and feeling like you're connected to a family or a group, or it could be just a person. That's interesting, but it's like it's tied in with The Six of Diamonds, which again is about new opportunities and taking some kind of financial. Actually, I didn't expand on the traditional definition of this card. The Six of Diamonds is about financial responsibility. So it's like taking money, paying off debt, coming up with a new business plan, a new budget, that kind of thing, and it's apparently tied in with this stability and security around family. I mean, it could be that your home life is just going to reap the rewards of this. And your home life does not have to be a huge family. It could just be how comfortable you are surviving in the world and maintaining a place to live, that kind of thing. But I do think there's some element of emotion in there because we do have a lot of hearts coming out here, especially with the Eight of Hearts. This is a very positive card about hanging out with people you're close to, and it can be romantic relationships. But there's also the potential here for you to meet somebody that could become very significant for you. And that's a card about, the eights are about moving ahead and not being stagnant and stuck on something in the past, so that's a very good indication. If you feel like you're stuck in this situation, maybe you feel like you're stuck in the new start with the Ace of Diamonds, it may be encouraging you to move ahead and not feel stuck in this. I'm not exactly seeing that you should abandon your plan or your new start. Anyway, we might come back to that in a second. The Seven of Diamonds. Now, this is interesting because this is about not taking risks. I think this new start is definitely involving finances and taking some kind of risk. Or perhaps it was a risky move. And you're hoping it's going to pay off. So the Seven of Diamonds is very much about, gambling in a sense. Not necessarily going to a casino, although if that's involved, okay. I think you've taken a risk with your financial security here. And the Seven of Diamonds is clearly pointing to avoiding gambling, avoiding taking risky moves or making risky financial decisions, that kind of thing. And we're talking about excessively, something like over the top, not just your average, ordinary, oh, I think I'll go find another job, not that kind of thing. What else can you tell the Aries about this situation? What else can you tell Aries about this situation going on? Risky financial decisions, getting to a secure, stable place in their finances and home life, meeting somebody significant. Okay. Two of Clubs. This is about harmony and balance. So, this is also the card about communication. There's some kind of communication that needs to happen with somebody. Maybe it's this Queen of Spades. That would make a lot of sense because it's pointing to a very concrete action that you need to take. It's just generally saying to get back into this balanced, harmonious place, you need to initiate communication. There needs to be some, negotiation, perhaps. I keep hearing negotiation because that popped out earlier. Maybe communicating what you're looking for, what your ideal outcome would be, what you need from this other person, etc., etc. The list goes on. I'm going to ask for one more card, though. What else can you tell Aries besides communicating, or what is the nature of the communication that might be helpful for the Aries to know? What else can you tell Aries? Four of Spades. Okay, again, we're looking at secure. Sorry, I'm stuttering. I'm feeling very relaxed though. This is again stability and security, and having a very balanced outlook. You know, like you're not you're not really disturbed or upset about anything that's going on. So that's good. I mean, you're feeling very balanced. Perhaps you're just kind of overlooking the fact that this communication needs to happen. And it's pretty much just saying avoid any kind of risky financial decision, and only you would know how that fits, Aries. I'm not saying anything particular. I'm just saying avoid the risk and communicate. Communicate something for sure. And I think it will bring back this because we had balance and harmony, and then we have a card talking about stability and security. So it's all about the security that needs to happen. Maybe there's, maybe this situation is more tenuous than you realize, and the cards are warning you that some things have to take place to put things back into balance. I mean, look, you have all the fours out here almost. There's just one missing. I think I'm going to wrap it up there. I'm just not getting much more. But two very concrete things: communication and avoiding unnecessary excessive risks. Going to lead to happiness. It's going to free up your energy for a potential long-term relationship. For example, I had that in another reading recently where the person was hung up. I forget what sign it was for, but the person was hung up in a situation, and if they freed themselves from the mental stress of the situation, they were going to profit in their relationship arena. Like, they were going to start meeting people. But because all their energy was going into the situation, it's like they were blocking any opportunities for relationships. Does that make sense? I think we're kind of looking at the same situation here. You're investing too much of your energy in this situation. The communication, this is the last thing I'll say about it. The communication it's asking for, I think, will reveal or help unblock this energy. Because this energy right here with the Queen of Spades is bothersome. Like I said, it's a person who's not telling you everything. And again, that's the other end of communication. Withholding information is the opposite of communicating. So it would make sense that communication needs to happen. Okay. I think we've kind of cleared that up. I hope this helped. If you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe and see what your August reading says, Aries, go ahead and hit subscribe, notifications, all that good stuff, and you will know when the next video comes out. Okay, take care.